Hello everyone, my name is Dub Double, aka Q, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. I still have the effects of the feelings. It still hit me hard that when Luna was hurt that I was feeling angry and Alice was like she was fucking annoying at that point. But now we're getting to discover that Luna and Alice used to be friends, but somehow not. Because Alice said she did something, or you don't know her, like she does bad things, or something like that. So we're gonna discover more about her, and we're gonna learn. Listen, I looked at her, but saw nothing. It was dark night. It was dark. It was a dark night, and I didn't have cat's eyes. Yeah, I know. Well, when we find Luna, you're gonna tell her you never wanted to hurt her feelings, and everything that happened in the morning was nothing but a misunderstanding. Okay? My voice didn't sounded as confident as it did a couple of minutes ago, but confident enough. Although Alice said nothing, it was clear by the look on her face that she agreed. I stood up and we went off to find Luna. Her boat was tied to the snag on the far side of the island. That's very clever of her. One wouldn't see the boat from afar, I mumbled. Well, that means she's somewhere in the trees. Let's find her. I headed into the grove, but Alice stood still. What's up? I thought we'd discussed everything already. Uh, it's not that. It's just that it's dark in there. I heard I had to strain my eyes to make out her face. The grove is small. The grove is smaller than my grandmother's daisy garden. What is there to be afraid of? Alice didn't answer. If you if you want to know what I'm thinking, I would gladly just leave you here. I never know what trick you're up to. Well, she came very close to me. Let's go. Like this. She took my hand. Oh my gosh. She's really cute. I hadn't expected this outcome. My cheeks turned red and hot. My breath was taking away, and I could barely say anything. The whole situation didn't favor conversation with which was probably for the best, since I doubt I would be able to say anything smart. Slowly, we headed into the grove. In a couple of moments, I regained some control of myself. Come on, there is really nothing to be afraid of. We came here during the day gathering some strawberries. No big deal, just a normal birch grove. It's really nice during the day. Added after a short pause. Alice didn't look at me. She was staring somewhere into the distance. Well, it's up to you after all. A few moments later, she pointed somewhere in front of us. There she is! I peered into darkness, but could barely see anything. Ah! When we came closer, she saw Luna sitting beside a tree. She was crying. Why have why have you come here? She asked tearfully. And you? She looked at Alice, but didn't finish the sentence. That moment, Alice realized my hand. Well, you see, it. I just wanted to apologize, but for being somewhat harsh and rude. Alice interrupted me. Her voice had regained that usual arrogance of hers. Maybe it's because she didn't want to look weak in front of Luna. What a perfect apology! Not walking the walk, are you? How clever of you to insist that I'm doing a bad thing and then do that same thing yourself. Luna switched to shouting uncontrollably. You got it all wrong. I get what I've seen. You see girls? You're arguing again, and I seem to be somehow involved in all of that, but I don't understand a thing. Explain to him. Luna said to Alice with a grin. There's nothing to explain. Well, maybe you will let me have a try then. Whatever. She crossed her arms over her chest and turned away. Well then, Simon? She blamed me for pursuing you. For a minute there was complete silence. Luna didn't look like explaining any further, and as for me, I stood still trying to assemble the scattered pieces of the puzzle into a whole. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. It's not like that. That's not what I meant, interrupted Alice. Of course. You've always been like this. Luna burst into tears again. Wait, how come? So, Luna likes me. And you? What about you? You're trying to convince me that it's all wrong while you're holding his hand. So, what? So Alice likes me too? Oh, come on, Alice. Actually liking someone? That can't be happening. It's just, it was dark in here and... That's so much like you. Always so arrogant, always trying to control others, but when it comes to yourself... Alice didn't answer. Really felt like I had to say something to defuse the situation. Hey, wait. Perhaps we just got it all wrong. This has nothing to do with you. Alice's voice was oddly distant. Judging by the conversation, this has everything to do with me. Yes, it does. Ask her. She thinks of you and why she told me not to go after you. I don't think Luna was actually going after me. I'm telling you once again, we heard enough of your story already. Luna shot up and ran away into the darkness. I stood nailed at the spot, not sure what to do next. Oh my god. Oh man, this is really something. If I followed Luna now, what would I say when I found her? After all, I don't even understand what this is all about. My cluelessness and silly attempts to console her would only upset her more. Guess would be better to let her be alone for some time. That didn't sound very confident. Whatever. Without another word, Alice headed back to the boat. The whole way across the river to the pier was hell of a trip. I had to stop every 10 or 20 meters to take a break. Alice was staring at me at the river and didn't pay attention to me. Well, it seems to be the first situation here in the camp that is completely beyond my comprehension. Even though ultimately it is just a trivial, everyday situation. I wasn't this confused even during the all-night expedition to the old camp. After all, if you have a closer look, there isn't anything strange here at all. Luna is very shy and perhaps even introverted person. Yet she's human and can't completely avoid normal human developments. Considering that her reaction fits the situation quite well, even if I don't get the source of the quarrel, it's clear as day that the girls would not believe like that if they didn't behave like that, if they didn't have a good reason. I think so. I really do think so. They both like us then. It's and as things were standing, I was that reason. And that's the strangest part of the whole situation. Hey, I'm sorry it went that way. If only I hadn't overheard your conversation. Seems like I was feeling pathological. Need to excuse myself. It's not your fault at all, she said absent-mindedly. It's just that you appeared in the right place at the right time, and we started a mechanism that had stood still for a long time. I don't quite get it. Of course you don't. And actually, you shouldn't right now. You'll get it later. She cast an intense glare at me. Damn it! Why does this always happen to me? Both at school and at college, trouble seems to chosen me as a primary target. Someone blocked the classroom door with a mop. I got written repaired in my mark book. There was a fight. All things considered, I must have started it. Failed an exam? Well, of course, that's my fault, and teachers who hate me has nothing to do with it. Oh my god. Even my parents always seem to prefer blaming me rather than comforting sick. Oh my god, I'm about to oh my god, I'm about to cry. Pull yourself together. Fucking Christ. A third party's involvement or the decreases of providence. At some point, I even started to believe that I somehow do attract trouble. Remember Murphy's Law? In my case, it was like if something nasty is gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. For that reason, I always tried to stay out of any trouble where I could become the whipping boy. Well, judged by today, I'm not really good at it. It seems like you've got an aura of some sort. You do attract attention. Surprised, I looked at Alice. She was smiling. Looks like she can read my mind. Trouble, mostly. Who knows? Who knows? She said dreamily, and stared at the river. It's a wonderful night, isn't it? Just like any other one if you ask me. I felt used up. That's exactly why I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just an ordinary night, nothing special. The best moment to make our most admirable camp leader really happy. She has to know that her favorite pioneer is a nasty pervert who enjoys peeking at naked girls. Something snapped inside of me again. You aren't serious, are you? Why? Of course I am serious. She didn't look like she was joking at all. Well, suit yourself. But do you really think this is the best time to do that? Aren't you supposed to row? Aren't you supposed to row? I realized that our boat was still drifting in the water. Wait! Don't dodge my question! Let's get back to the camp. I'll have a moment to think it over. Getting to spend an entire night in a boat wasn't something I would aspire to, so I had to apply myself to the paddles. Oh god. We barely made it to the pier. I was exhausted, both because of the rowing and because of Alice's intent to tell Olga about this morning's incident. If I know our camp leader, her reaction will be quite predictable. So you are actually going to visit Olga now, are you? Why not? She gave me the most roguish smile. It's night after all. She must be sleeping already. Who knows? She will be awake. Come on, you know full well was a coincidence, a simple misunderstanding triggered by Yelena. No, I don't. She flung her arms up and headed to camp. I gathered all my remaining strength and jumped up and followed her. At first I considered grabbing her arm, but then I realized it might not be such a good idea after everything that happened today. Hold on. I trudged unenergetically along next to her. Let's talk this over. Is there anything to discuss? We silently walked alongside each other for some time. At least she walked slowly, so that I had no trouble keeping pace with her, and I was thankful for it. Hey, is there anything I can do to convince you not to tell Olga? Not sure, but, well, there is one thing. We came to the square. So, what is it? Well, stop chasing Luna, for instance. For God's sake, what makes her think I'm chasing Luna? I started to lose my temper. Why are you making up such nonsense? You started that quarrel in the forest because we had to go to that island, and here we go again. Enough is enough. I am not chasing her. Alice stood still, bright moonshine lighting up her face. She showed evident signs of resentment and displeasure. Like I don't see how you look at her. How do I look at her? Like that. Like what? You know? She shifted her gaze, but remained standing still. Hey, stop seeing everyone through your twisted imagination. If you can't stop making up nonsense stories, then at least keep them to yourself. Don't make others suffer because of you and your stories. I don't care if you pick on me, but now you got Luna involved. I really lost my temper for good, but Alice didn't answer. We sank into an unexpected silence that was only broken by Alice's spare sobs. Alice is crying. From bad to worse. Now you are crying. Have you all gone mad here? I collapsed my hands in despair. I could understand why Luna was crying, but seeing Alice cry is unthinkable, to say the least. I can't even see her reasoning. At any other time, I would definitely be shocked, but at this moment, I'm just too tired of that. My mind was absolutely blank. To be precise, it was so heavy and full so that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell there. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway full of speeding throughout, overtaking each other and causing giant chaotic crashes, then now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny path in a distant, desolate forest, which is only used in times of absolute necessity. Alice kept silent. At least she stopped crying. If you really think it's so serious, go ahead and tell everything to Olga. I hope it makes you feel better. Okay, I won't do it, she said quietly and turned to me. The tears were all gone, but her face seemed to be express absolute sorrow at the world. I'm just feeling hurt. What? Hurt you? I should have said what hurt you, but I did pauses after pause. I'm sorry. Ah, man. I asked her tiredly. It's always like that. She gets all the attention, but always pushes me aside. I had difficulty understanding what she was talking about and decided to play along. Hopefully she'd finally leave me alone. That's not true. You do draw attention, and people don't overlook you. I don't. I raised my eyes and looked at her. Her facial expression was a mixture of amazement and expectation. See? So could you? All of a sudden, her voice became so tender that I flinched in astonishment. Alice's face turned red and she hid her eyes. So, you really think I'm as good as her? I wanted to say something like, even better, but stopped myself. Yes, I do. It seems she didn't understand that I said it all absolutely insincerely. Alright, time to sleep. Alice suddenly yelled cheerfully. Now she was acting more like herself again. See you tomorrow. She waved her hand and ran away. I sighed in relief. Well, it was over for today. All my remaining energy was wasted on the sprint to Olga's cabin. There was no light, so trying to awake the camp leader, I undressed quietly and lay down. It's still interesting. What did Alice mean? And Luna. It's become totally unclear what is going on with them and with me, as if we got sucked into some sort of vortex, which started to swirl with furious power. But what's going to happen next? And where will I be thrown? And where will I be thrown then? Oh my god. What in the actual fuck? It's day 6, everyone, and like Hawaii said, I have to save in the morning of the day. Oh my god. Like, no lie, that almost had, like the whole. If you know me, I am such an emotional crybaby. Like, if you can produce a story that's really good and that makes me cry, you've done a good job. Like, um, like The Walking Dead when Lee died, that was a good job. When in in crap, what is it? Oh my god. I'm trying to think of it. Life is Strange. Even though is Strange, that game made me cry 3 times because of either someone dying or someone like doing something. I don't know, but if you haven't seen the game, I would recommend you to like pay attention to it. I'd recommend it, but if that's not your cup of tea, then that's fine. I don't really care. It's up to you. It's your preference, but that game is good, despite all the recycled animation and the limp syncing. It's made by Square Enix, by the way. It has good character design and a good story. But at that point, if stories make me cry, they've really done a good job. I don't. This episode was emotional. To me, it was. It's like I actually felt like how Simon felt. Like I can honestly understand that, like, if you, like, for some reason, like, people always blame you for something. For some reason, I always had that. I always had that idea, that, like, mindset of I always get blamed on for some reason. It's always me. It's always me getting picked on or something. But that's it. I mean, what time do we have left? Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna stop my babbling. It's 27 minutes. I'll 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 leave this uncut and all. Uh, I'm just gonna say thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, you can leave a comment, a like, and subscribe for more uploaded videos. Also, I upload daily sometimes. I'm trying to get back into that. So 5 episodes of Everlasting Summer, and I mean not 4 episodes of Everlasting Summer, and the fifth episode of any game I choose. It probably will be Fallout again. But I try. Uh, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I almost cried. I'm so sorry. Alright, well, thank you all so much for watching. And at this point, you know, my name is Dub Devil, aka Q, and I'll see you on the next episode. I'm feeling generous today, so I will post a 5th episode of Everlasting Summer. Take care, everybody. Peace.